and the Big Drink. 102 Jams, Drink on the Rocks morning show. Comedian, like he says. Community servant, I would say, because I'm here. Yeah, I would say servant. I like to say servant because, I exist because of the people. So I'm always here for the people. So I like to say community servant. So what's up, y'all?
Yeah, great representation of the people, man. Today we are here to give him his flowers, man. We're going to have a conversation on society of a socialite. We're going to talk about it as a socialite, man. This is one of the biggest crowns to wear in the community, man. And heavy is the crown that wears it, man. We're going to talk about clout versus community. I guess respect as a local personality and influencer. We're here to empower and to reflect and to give this man his flowers, man, because, it's best to give them to him while they're here, bro.
I know that's right. Yeah. Give them to me while I'm live.
Yeah, man. First off, I want to say I'm proud of you, just knowing you as a friend, my guy.
You too, bro.
Yeah, appreciate you.
Most definitely.
But we're going to jump right into it, man. Yeah. All right, coming at you with this one now. This is a standard. North Carolina, Duke of Carolina.
Definitely. Oh, gosh. True story.
All right, here we go.
Okay, neither.
Okay. Wow.
Neither.
Yeah.
All right. One, I don't like Duke.
Okay.
Never liked Duke.
That's fair.
Never.
Yeah.
So, grew up a Carolina fan.
Yeah.
Right? Here goes the switch. I got a niece. She's graduated college by now and all that, right? She's an Aggie, also an Aggie. Now, when she came out of high school, she was a 4.0 student. Now, mind you, I've been a Carolina fan all my life. She comes out of high school, she's a 4.0 student. She's applying to Carolina. They deny her and tell her she can reapply in the second semester, in the next semester, right? But she has a 4.0.
Right.
What does that say to me? As a black man, what did that say to me? I was like, we pretty much got enough of you 4.0.
Right. They met the quota.
We got the quota. Yeah. So just come back. And, she ended up at A&T, had the best college career of her life. Whatever. Now, I say that to say, that's when I said F Carolina.
Okay.
So that's why I say neither. That's why I wanted to drop a little context on that neither. I'm not I'm Carolina all through and through. Yeah. I'm North Carolina. I love my state. But when we get to that right there, the Duke Carolina thing, I'd be like, oh, well, let the chips fall wherever they fall.
I gotta ask that question just because demographically, that's like the universal question that's always.
Oh, I know.
Like, even if you don't know nothing, you gotta make you choose on the spot.
But if you're out there and you want to go ahead and put your little tally over there, you can go ahead and put it over there in North Carolina.
Right.
You can go ahead.
Hatfield or McCoy, they're straight down.
Yeah. I've known way more people who play for Carolina than done anything at Duke. So yeah, Carolina.
Right. In your opinion, greatest athlete ever go to North Carolina A&T?
In my opinion, the greatest athlete to ever go to North Carolina A&T. Athlete? Gosh, that's crazy. Man.
In your time that you've seen now,
with my own eyes.
With your own eyes.
With my own eyes, Tariq Cohen. With my own eyes, Tariq Cohen.
I seen that area.
I
seen that area.
His athleticism, just his athleticism. We're talking about athleticism, like Tariq Cohen. Yeah.
I'm gonna repeat that question again, I want to make sure this one, because I was on the same page. What was the greatest athlete you ever seen, ever walked the campus of North Carolina A&T and put on that blue and gold?
Tariq Cohen.
Yeah,
Tariq Cohen.
Man. He changed the culture.
Yes.
Single-handedly.
No, he's thinking. Okay, look, no, not single-handedly changed the culture of North Carolina A&T, but HBCUs also. But nobody's saying it. That boy, he shed a light on HBCUs that hadn't been shed in a while. The only person who did it, who could do it and do it on a way bigger, was Dion.
Yeah.
The next time it was done was Dion.
I remember when homecoming. Oh my God, we was all on the field. And he scored in that end zone
right there at the corner.
Everybody.
Yeah.
In front of everybody.
And we went stupid.
You can't make stuff up like that.
You can't make stuff up like that.
It was special. It was a special time for the university.
Yeah.
Yeah, that might have been we on the same page.
Yeah. And I say that to say too, because not only did he do it against HBCUs, but when we played PWIs, everybody else on the field was on lock.
Yeah.
Not Tariq.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Not Tariq. He wasn't
Different.
no lock.
It
I'm gonna
was
still get these yards, baby.
Yeah, it was definitely different. Jumping on another one. Favorite sneaker?
Favorite sneaker.
It don't have to be particular one. It can be just a style.
First of all, we're going Nikes.
Okay.
We Nikes. Nothing but Nikes. Favorite sneaker. We got to go Jordan. We got to go to Jordan. Yeah. Yeah. I would go ahead and say Jordan.
Gotcha.
No specific number either. Just say Jordan. I ain't about to get into that with y'all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, getting on my boy Jordan after you won that NASCAR right though, man. I'm still gonna rock him now. I'm gonna be Jordan.
They did, man, and they doing Jordan wrong, man. The little boy had ice on his shorts, man. Don't do Jordan like that, man.
They try to read out of
The
context.
little boy had ice on his shorts, man.
Yeah.
No, we didn't see the ice,
Yeah.
but he had ice.
Yeah. Before we talk influence, man, I want to acknowledge the work that you've been putting in the spotlight. You know, I see time and time again where you have, you know, just engaged with the community, not just on the radio, but politically. You know, you show up. And it's one thing, it's a lot of people talk their talk, but you show up. You be engaged, you be at the town hearings, community conversations. Anytime we got something political, you do take that moment to speak on it. And I want to say thank you as a community member. But I want to dive into the visibility versus the responsibility. Let's talk about the first time you appeared on the stage.
The first time I appeared on the stage, it was undergrad. It was undergrad at A&T, of course hosting. So I was nervous, but I was amongst my peers, so I guess I could say I was in a comfortable environment also. You know what I'm saying? So, but that was my first time. That was my first time on stage.
Right. North Carolina A&T, first time on the stage.
Yeah.
That's what's up, man.
Still didn't know comedy was in my.
Right.
Yeah, I'm just,
Right.
I
I don't
didn't.
get that. I know.
Yeah,
I know.
I was just up there.
When did you realize people were watching you differently?
I mean, when folks used to tell me all the time back in the day, like, how come you don't do stand up? So I knew then when people were, you know, I just thought I was a funny guy, you know, but that's when I realized I was like, well, maybe this is something. Still didn't tap into it, but you know, that was like the first, you know. Now as far as my career goes, once I got into it, like I knew people were watching once I started getting the calls, you know, to do certain things, you know, in the community, in the area and whatnot. So, but it depends on what time of life I was in, you know, how that question right there, you know. But I say the very first time was, you know, back in the day in college, because that's when folks first told me. They was like, yo, you need to do stand-up.
All right. What do people most misunderstand about your journey?
I guess if you don't know about the beginning, I guess people think, you know, I just came up as some comic doing it, you know, and then like, nah, like,
Deep.
yeah, it gets real. It's deeper than that. Like, you know, I was just a regular working guy, you know, working in Food Line here, you know, had a family, and whatnot. So, and for real, like I didn't really dive into comedy until I got broke. Like it took me far. Like yeah, for real. Like it took me like I'm talking about fall all the way down, and I said, you know what? If I'm gonna struggle, shoot, I might as well at least struggle doing something I like doing or doing something I want to do. So I started doing comedy, and
since you done stepped on the comedy stage, man, what has been the biggest shift in your life?
shoot, money, nigga.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But yeah, you know, that being able to provide for my kids and stuff, you know, because I've able to do stuff that, you know, for me as a father, I'm very proud of it. Like, I put my son through college. Like, he played football, so he had he had a scholarship at first, but then once he transferred, I had to help put him through school, and it made me feel good as a father being able to do that. And I know that comedy and my gift of gab, that paved the way for me to do that. You know what I'm saying? So that's the biggest thing about comedy, man. Like, I'm able to provide for my family just being myself, just being me. Like, I ain't gotta get on the internet and portray myself to be something else. Or no, I can just get up on the stage, bro, and be me. I get up on the radio every morning and be me, and I can provide doing that. Like,
I wanted to take the time to give you your flowers, man, because as a father, I admire a lot of things about you, and a lot of times in conversation, I don't know if you pay attention or not, but I'll tell you, like, when you first put your son in college and stuff, and your kids in college, I was like, that was a goal, and then also just the type of kids you done put into the community. I think a lot of people don't recognize as fathers how responsible they are with putting kids into the community. And your son, I know you look at him as your son now, but he's a man now.
yeah,
A contributing man.
yeah,
He's contributing some big things in the community too, and leadership wise, that's kind of contagious and stuff. And I want to just, kudos to you on that, man.
yeah. I tell people all the time, man, ain't no manual to it. Ain't no manual to it, to raising kids and whatnot, man. You just try to look at your upbringing. You try to take the good and keep it in, and try to take the bad out, and you try to just, you try to navigate the environment, because my kids, they come up in a different environment than what I came up in. So, I just had to navigate that and just try to lead them in the best way I can, the best way I could. Of course, as a father, you don't never want to tell any of your kids wrong or lead them wrong. So I just tried to stay on that path the whole time.
What would you tell 18-year-old Lamar drinking? What would you tell 18-year-old now?
Oh, now? Oh, I would definitely tell myself, tap into me.
Earlier.
Earlier, bro. I didn't start comedy until I was like 33, 34, so, and now mind you, that's about a good 13 years of people telling me I need to do it, but if I could talk to 18-year-old DeMar, yeah, I would tell him, yo, tap into you, because you got something great in you. You just don't know it yet.
Big fact,
man. Yeah.
Let's talk about the influence and the responsibility of it, man. What responsibility do you believe comes with having a platform like this?
Like you say, being visible. Man, being visible. And I know you can't be everywhere all the time, but you got to be a lot of the places some of the time. You know what I'm saying? If you get what I'm saying. So, like, being visible and, using your voice for good, using your voice for the people. Like I said earlier, I only exist, because of the people. Everything I do is, people based. Like, I'm on the radio every morning. Like, if people don't listen to me, I don't get ratings. They probably say, hey, we're going to get you on out of here. If people don't come to shows that I'm a part of, I don't get paid. So I exist because of the people. So I feel like, using my voice for them, like, that's like, that's something that is required. That's something that is required.
That's right. Using your voice and just kind of just piggybacking off of that, creating value with your voice and not just attention. What are like some key things? Because it's okay sometimes that, in this age, we need to create attention. But how do you maintain the value?
Just staying true to yourself and just who you are. Like, cause man, like, I'm 49, right? I'm 49. I'll be 50 in June. And I have conversations like this from time to time, because right now we're in like this internet era, right? Where, everybody wants to go viral. And to be honest with you, we're in a time and place where people are just willing to go viral to any cost.
Yeah.
I don't care whether you know, whether I'm shitting on my family members or whether I'm on myself, whether I'm playing myself, whatever. At any cost, people were, you know, and I'm not with that. You know, like I value me more than that. You know what I'm saying? So, when it comes to the whole, you know, internet and all that and value and like I value myself so much that whatever I put out on the internet is gonna be something that I'm proud of and that I can, you know, that I can be, you know, feel good about being out there. You know what I'm saying? I'm just not gonna just put anything out there and just do anything on the internet just to, you know, gain, like you say, visibility. Because I think that's a lot of that. That's a lot of that's going on right now. People willing to do anything just to gain visibility, and there's really no value in it.
Right. It's about their soul. And one thing I notice about you, man, and just everybody I call on this stage is by verified proof of life. Like, not just me just calling up random people. I have heard from your words, not even being directly in the conversation, but just being part of the conversation. You have said, you stood on, you said, social media, man, I ain't gonna be shuckling and jiving for nobody.
I'm
You
not.
said
I'm
it
not,
just like
bro.
that. You said,
I'm not.
you like, social media and stuff is cool. Like, we weren't even having a direct conversation, but you meant that. You was like, I'm just not gonna be out there shucking and jiving for nobody.
No.
You know.
And it's not that I'm calling the stuff that other people out there doing shucking and jiving, because to them it's not.
Yeah.
To them they value it. To them,
that's your brand.
that's their brand, and and I ain't got no problem with it. But for me, when I go home, when I sit down in my chair by myself, and and I'm thinking and I'm whatever, I got to feel good about me. And if I get on there and do it, I'm gonna look at myself and I'm gonna say, man, you was up there shucking and jiving, bruh. So but like different strokes, different folks.
Now, in your community and stuff, how do you build relationships that go beyond just networking? You know, some people may not. You know, they're like, I'm done. I'm done with like social relationships as well, or I'm still trying to develop myself network wise. How do you develop those relationships outside of just the business part, so they build that genuine part, if that makes sense?
Well, for me, those relationships, they take time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They take time. You gotta get time. You gotta take time to get to know people and align yourself with people who are, forward thinking and, they want the same things. Not necessarily going the same place as you,
Right.
but the same things. They want the same things, so I think that's important, and also, like I say, it always goes back to, just being a real person with people. You know what I'm saying? If you're a real person with folk and you stand on what you say you stand on, and people see that, relationships will build.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The only reason relationships fall because somebody either starts to acting or being some type of way that they didn't portray themselves to be.
Being in this phase of your life, with the wisdom that you have, I can see a lot of people answering that different. Mm-hmm. Especially with the time and stuff, because with how we're being microfed and social media, a lot of people want things to happen right now.
Right now.
Like in all aspects of business.
Right now.
The next generation that's coming out, they want to be successful now, and they sometimes give off false relationship so fast, you know. And then when they realize that stuff don't mature out, they crash out real fast too. And just the fact that you have started in a place, like you said, you started at a grocery shop.
That's right.
Man, I working in a grocery store, and survival kicked in, and you just did what you had to do. And a lot of times, being patient and letting things happen, as that way you can just kind of test out the genuine, because everything, everything ain't always peachy and stuff.
No, everything ain't, and sometimes you gotta, like you say, you gotta be patient, and like Zay, I tell people all the time now, I be like, man, this internet's new dope.
Oh yeah,
It's the new dope. Like,
Either a pusher or a user.
Like they gonna do a documentary on the internet, 30, 40 years from now, man, because it's the new dope. Like you say, everybody want.
Yeah,
Like, you know how they sell dope on the street and the money fast, money fast, money. Like, now cats get on the internet, man. They want to go viral today. They want to go, yeah. And it is that, like, that's what it is. And so I don't. You got to be patient. I try to tell people like you say, when I was working at Food Line, like, yeah, I was doing comedy, but I knew I had to get up in the morning and come work my main job. Like Food Line was my A.
Yeah.
Comedy was my B.
Yeah.
But as I stayed consistent, and you got to stay consistent. I consistently went to work at Food Line. I consistently went to my comedy gigs. I consistently continued to do comedy. So as time went on, through consistency, my comedy checks started to equal my Food Line checks. So I go to Food Line and I say, like, hey, can you take me out to schedule that day right there? Because, I'm going to go try to, I'm going to go work on my craft somewhere. I don't even care if it was an open mic and I wasn't getting paid. But I already knew that I made enough money over here with I made a little bit more money on comedy than I did with Food Line. So let me just work on my craft a little bit more and I can just, dial it back. And as time went on, as I stayed consistent, you know what I'm saying? My B became my A, and my A,
Yeah.
I mean, that A, it just became non-existent because, at the end of the day, like, I started working at the radio, and then next thing you know, like, they're telling me, like, hey, you got to quit your job at Food Line.
Because your consistency.
That's right, because I stayed consistent.
That balance that you put in place, man, I think that's what's missing a lot in society now. They just quit the job and just jump right into it.
Yes.
Because they done read the wrong book or they done saw the wrong thing on social media. Like,
that's right. I see that a lot. I see that a lot.
I call it a high risk, man. I was like, hey, man, stop taking points off the board. Kick the field goal.
Right. Okay.
It's an extra point.
Okay.
Don't go for two. Don't do. Playing on the onside kick the field goal. And let's keep playing ball.
It's crazy how the internet. This became the new NBA, NFL too.
Yeah.
Like Doug going like the internet is now like going pro.
Yeah.
Going pro.
Yeah.
Like going pro.
Yeah.
Everybody trying to go pro.
Everybody trying to.
Everybody trying to go pro, and it just don't happen like that. Like I see all these young artists, and they're entertainers. So I don't separate myself. I'm a comedian. They're a rapper. They're this, whatever. They're entertainers, and they sitting there putting all their money, nah, bro, you gotta work what you got going on right now. Yeah, ain't no shortcuts, man. Work what you got going on now till that, grows more.
Let me take another pivot, man. Have you ever experienced any social fatigue? Have you ever experienced any social fatigue, and how do you reset?
Man, I got to be at work at 6 a.m., right, for the morning show, yeah. So
every day.
Every day. That's right. Monday through Friday. That's right. One Friday, I left my phone at home. And I live probably about a good 15, 17 minutes away from the radio station. And I was probably about a good 5 minutes away from the station. So for me to turn around, it would have, you know what I'm saying? So I said, you know what? F it. I'm going on to work. Forget that phone. Everybody in the house know where I am. So if somebody needs to get in contact with me at the end of the day, they know they can call the radio station or call Roxy and get in contact with me. So I'm good. Man, do you know I left work? I didn't even go straight home and get my phone. I didn't get home probably till like 3 p.m. because I went and played pickleball. I didn't think about my phone. I didn't think about Instagram. I didn't think about Facebook. I didn't even think that, I wouldn't even, how you just pick up your phone just to scroll and do that right there. Man, when I tell you I didn't touch that phone probably till about 7, 8 o'clock, and I felt so good.
You had a full day. You had your time back, too.
That's right. I had my time back, you know what I'm saying? Because, we came up in the era where it wasn't no fault. If I wasn't home, you know what I'm saying? You'll leave a message. I'll get back with you when I get home. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I reset. Sometimes, man, I'll put that phone down, and it's just there. I act like it don't exist. Like, you need to do that. Like, I feel like everybody has to and needs to do that, man.
Yeah, I myself, I used to have my phone beside my bed, put it across the room now.
Yeah.
Just put it across the room. So once I get there, I can just lay. I don't do no scrolling in the bed. I just let it sit over there.
Yeah.
It's a mug in the morning when that alarm go off.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You got to get up,
gotta
go over
get
there,
up
and cut
and
it
get
off.
over
But
to it,
but it's needed, man. It's needed. I feel like another problem with social media is that a lot of people are trying to like they see so much. You see so much out there that you're not taking enough time to realize what you have in here. And not even that's just not even just inside of you. I'm talking about just inside of your circumference. Like who lives amongst you? Like who are you around all the time? Like who do you share space with? And are you just sharing space? Oh, y'all sharing space.
Yes.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's another like a lot of people out there. That's another thing with social media. Like everybody's looking at social media so much. Everybody's trying to live a life that's not even theirs. Everybody's trying to do things that they're not even like they don't even have the capabilities to do. You know what I'm saying? So and like, a lot of times, man, you need to like just disassociate yourself with that internet and all that, man, and just get back to what you got going on. You know what I'm saying?
Having a public voice, you can't please everybody.
No,
You can't please everybody.
you better not try.
Oh yeah. How do you manage the mental health of facing that role?
By not doing that, by not trying to please everybody. Like I feel like once you try to please everybody and you don't give like your real opinion, your real, you understand what I'm saying? At that point, man, it's just like you say, you got a whole bunch of ideas going on. It's not even yours.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I like the opinions I give, I feel like my opinions, and I feel like with the job I do is like morning radio. If I'm sitting up here fronting, trying to give a whole bunch of other opinions that's really not mine, I feel like people see right straight through it. You know what I'm saying? This is not one of them jobs where you can get up and be fake, I don't think. So that's it with me,
I had it. We got this section of identity and integrity, and this question is pretty much asking, how do you separate your personal identity from your public brand? And man, I can answer that for you. It's the same dude.
Thank you.
It's the same.
Thank you.
It's the same dude, man.
I never had that problem.
Yeah.
I never had that problem because I ain't never known how not to be me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So the same DeMar you getting outside is the same DeMar my wife gets. Like she gets the same crazy stuff.
Yeah.
That like she gets the crazy conversations, she get the silly antics. Matter of fact, she got them first. You know what I'm saying? Everybody else is privileged to be privileged to getting them now. So, but there's no difference. There's no difference. I don't.
And speaking on the wife, man, this another thing that I admire about you. I know that's part of your secret that keeps you grounded.
Yeah.
I know that at the end of the day, in the chaos, I know that that's the most important thing.
Yeah.
And I think I appreciate how you navigate life through that, especially in the spotlight.
Yeah.
But I know that's like your biggest rock. So,
Man, if I had a wife like me, man, it'd be Bobby and Whitney too.
yes,
Ain't no, you understand what I'm saying? Yeah. So I do need that. She's the yin to my yang. And like I say, my kids too. They also are too. Because I care what they think. All of them. True story. This is a true story too. You probably seen recently that Charleston White visited the area.
yes.
Now I was asked to host this, right? And I actually said that I would, but then I came back and I went and I asked my son. I said, my son, he's 25. He's about to be 25. And I asked him, I said, hey, son, what would you say if somebody paid me to host a show with Charleston White on it? Without a question, without a look, without a blink. My son looks at me and says, nah, Dad. I said, cool. And right then, everything that I've been saying, like everything, because I've been even though I said, I was like, yeah, I host it. You know what I'm saying? And I needed the money because this is what I do. I host shows. Like, this is my profession. I host shows. This is how I make my money. So it's not like I don't need the money. But I had to decline because I was like, yeah, I wouldn't have been able to go back and just look at them like that. And then they know, like, so you was a part of that. You was and then I said to myself, I was like, do you really want to be a part of that? Is that really worth, is your name worth being a part. Like, and I was like, nah.
Because that was it. I mean, it impacted a lot of people in a lot of different ways.
There are a lot of people in a lot of different ways. Yeah. So
some I don't even see no positive really that it really came out of besides the attention.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that goes with the whole, you know, we were just talking about that, you know, like what kind of like value over visibility.
Oh man, if somebody wanted to grow their influence and you was in a mentorship role, man, what advice would you give them? Young guy.
Young. I tell them, I say, go look at all the, you know, all the creators that's doing real content, they're flourishing. You know what I'm saying? If you look at all the ones who, you know, if they're doing real content, like real true, like true to self content, whatever they're good at, and they're tapping into themselves and they're doing, like they flourish. Like it turned into corporate deals. It's turned into, you know, now if you look at all these other people that's just, like I say, shucking and jiving, you know, doing all that, man, they're here today, gone tomorrow.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Or they still just on the internet every day fishing for the next little video to get they, you know, so I would tell them to like make sure they tap, like I said before, like tap into yourself. Like, what are you good at? Because one thing I see on the internet is that real content from people who are really good at what they do, people follow it. People follow it. I don't care if they're building a fence and they put up videos every other day of them building a fence. They build that fence so good that their content is all, you know, they like their followers are crazy. I don't care if they cook. I don't care if they whatever. Like most of the content I see with people who are, you know, like they really doing it, like they really got a talent. They tapped into themselves, and you know, people see the real talent and the real content, and they support it.
They're authentic to their personal nature.
That's right. They authentic to their personal nature. So you know, and it shows, and you know, and people are, you know, they gravitate to it.
Well, let's ask this, man. This last one, man. If the cameras disappeared tomorrow, who would you still be?
I would still be me. I'd still be DeMar. I'd still be DeMar. I tell people all the time, like, I've never been rich. I ain't never had money. Like, I ain't never been out of debt. Like not since college. Like before college, I ain't had no debt. Right. Like I think everybody can say that because we ain't had no debt. We ain't got like that quick. The college is that quick saying. Yeah. Like after college, I've been in debt. So you know, and even before, like I grew up on the west side of Charlotte. So me and my mom and dad ain't never had money. You know, it was four of us, me and my siblings, you know, and my mom and dad. So we ain't never had no money. But I've always been happy.
Yeah.
So even if the cameras left tomorrow, if the radio left tomorrow, yeah, of course. Now, would I be kind of like, dang, you know, I ain't on the radio, I ain't whatever. But thank God, I grew up poor and, you know, in the disenfranchised neighborhood. But guess what? I didn't know it, and I was still happy. So if it all left, you know, I'd still be happy. You know, I'd rather to have lived and done this, what I've done, to not have done it at all. You know, because I like you stated in the beginning, like I've been on some great stages. I've been in front of some great people. I have traveled and seen things that people can only dream of. And it was all on the back of my talent. So how can I not be gracious for that and happy that I had to, you know, I got a chance to live that, even if for as long as I did. Because, you know, there's so many people in the world, they don't get to live any of that. And, you know, I came from, you know, a lot of people say it all the time, and it's cliche, you know, I came from nothing. I didn't come from nothing. I came from something. But, boy, it was a little bit of something. Yeah. You understand what I'm saying? So, but, man, I'd still be happy. I'd still be me. You still get the same jokes and the same everything, man.
I still think you'll be serving this community, man. Too,
oh,
man.
Still.
Riffing.
Never going to stop helping people.
Any type of way, coaching, any type of way, you'll still be a servant to the community, man.
Yeah.
I want to thank you, man.
Yeah.
Appreciate you coming out here today.
Yeah.
Locking in with us, man. Again, this is just an opportunity not to, you know, miss an opportunity. Mm-hmm. That's the best way I can say it, man. Like this guy is walking in Black history. You know, it's gonna be a movie about him one day. It's gonna be a book about him one day. You know, and I'm a witness of it. And This guy's touching lives in ways that he don't even know. But I appreciate you.
Hey, no doubt.
Appreciate
No
you,
doubt.
man.
And to all y'all out there, I just want to say this before I go. Look, each one reach one. Ain't nobody gonna save us but us. We sitting around waiting on. I don't know what y'all waiting on. I don't know what y'all waiting on. I don't know, to come inside our neighborhood and save us. To come inside our community and save us. No. One thing we always had was us. Ain't nobody gonna save us but us. Each one reach one. Y'all remember that.
That's it, man. Appreciate it. All right.
That's a
what we got.
t-shirt too.
Don't stop it.
And anybody that put that on the shirt, I want my percentage.
Yeah, that's right, man. Profession that you worked on that a lot of people may not know. This is just gonna be for clips.
A profession I did. Yo, I used to work in group homes. I used to work in group homes, yo. But now I worked in the group home system. The group home system was off the chain.
Yeah.
You know? They were getting paid, boy. They were got the woo, boy. They were getting paid. They wasn't doing nothing for them kids. But no, I worked in the group home industry, man. With you know, I didn't really work with kids who were like you know, had mental health issues. I worked with the kids who, you know, they were bad. Probably had, you know,
In the system.
in the system. Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, I did that. Yeah.
What is the hardest thing to navigate as a comedian amongst your comedian peers?
What's the hardest thing to navigate? Nothing. Really, not for me, because you know all of my peers in comedy, I started out doing comedy with them. Like when you say peers, I think about Bean, Chico Bean, Darren Brand, you know, B-Dot, Burpee.
Your peers are bigger than that.
And even my peers are bigger.
They're big, but your peers are across the board, like in comedy.
Yeah.
Like those are big names and stuff.
Yeah, and just simply put, I just don't do what they do. I do what I do.
Right.
That's one way. That's one way I navigate it. You know, I try not to do what anybody else is doing. You know what I'm saying? I try to just stay true to me, and just do what I'm doing. Like my jokes come from life and the stuff I experience, and I just try to keep it with that.
All right. This one is a tough one. Like I said, you don't have to answer it or not. But top 5 funniest guys you know right now. I ain't even gonna say comedian. The top 5 funniest guys you know in life right now.
Personally, no.
You don't have to personally know them.
I do, because you said I know.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you got to know if they funny. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, man.
No particular order though.
Yeah, ain't no order at all. Ain't no order at all. It'd be everybody I hang around. It'd be Bean. It'd be Darren. It'd be Tyler. Tyler Chronicles is a funny dude.
Hey, I asked Tyler, as a creator, when do you turn it off?
No.
He said never.
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 No, see, that's one thing. No, I want you to understand this about, because you know all of us.
I know
you
all
know we
y'all.
all kick it, right?
Yeah, none of y'all
Nobody turns it off.
Nobody turns it
nobody turns it
Nobody
off.
turns
That's
it off.
Bean. That's
Right.
me. Like that's Tyler. That's Darren. Bro, it is a walk of life. Like
Right.
we just don't know, like how we've been in funerals. Like we've been in funerals, we didn't turn it off. Like we've been, like so. You know what I'm saying? But that's the man. That's just the I don't know. Like a lot of people say it's like, some people say like it be desire. You know, like nah. Like I can honestly say I know some dudes. I know a group of dudes. It's just in them.
Yeah.
You know, like Ronnie Jordan, and I have so many there's so many names like in a bank shot.
Yeah.
Like there's so many dudes I'm around on the regular, and they just funny dudes, man. It's always a good time. Like I never not have a good time around them. You know,
That's a blessing, man. Where people are just living their life true to it.
yeah. Black Ron, my homie Black Ron,
Oh, yeah.
man. Just it's too many names, but everybody. Yeah, that's one thing I will say. If you see me around them,
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Yeah. If you see
I
me
know.
around,
I mean, I already know. I'm a witness.
if you see me around them,
I have been blessed to be, just in the space,
yeah.
and it's just amazing. Like I said, like there, it had to been somebody hanging around with Martin. It had to been somebody Jesse, Recipe. They were all just dudes, just kicking it. And I didn't talk to some, just being part of A&T. I didn't talk to some of the original four, and I done had some good stories with them.
Yeah.
Like they were just like you.
That's right.
They were just like me.
That's right.
They were just like this, and it's just a opportunity, and they took their life and they made a stamp, man. That's it, y'all. That's it. Just making history, trying to build the stage and keep writing the book, y'all. There's men amongst men. We out, man.